My name's Jimmy.
What's up, you guys? Jimmy here with my review for the winter finale of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3. And this is the 10th episode, titled Maveth, which pretty much the gist of this episode is actually Hydra sending in Fitz and Ward along with some Hydra soldiers to get back this founder of Hydra, which is Inhuman. And we also see Coulson is like right behind them. But also we see the rest of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of going towards the castle. Not only taking down the Hydra members that are there, but to also get those three back. Which at one point we see that Lincoln, he causes a blackout, which allows Gemma to kind of get away, but eventually has to get help from Andrew, the most unlikely of allies at this point in the episode. But later on in the episode, we kind of see the consequences of Gemma wanting to trust him. He killed every single one of those Inhumans that Hydra brought. So I think that Gemma, when the show does return, I think she's going to somehow feel guilt for all those innocent lives that she did cause. Because anyone with a conscience would have thought the same thing. I think maybe just a teensy bit of me thought that he was going to leave those Inhumans alone because of how he talked about, we have different opinions on Inhumans, but, the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of thing, in a way, which I would definitely feel the same way, with the feeling guilty part. But probably what I liked the most from this mid-season was what we learned about this planet, which, there is one major spoiler alert in some of this stuff, just to let you know. The planet is named Maveth, and we do see in the no-fly zone that there was like 9 cities, which was actually being told by Will, which is he's actually that Inhuman, which I guess we see that he somehow has the ability to kind of, I don't know, kind of be like a parasite, like he can get inside the body of the deceased, what it looks like here is what we see. But I guess it's being said right now, it's just being assumed that he was responsible for the destruction, for how the planet is currently. And the stuff with Will was something I was not even going to see coming. And honestly, with seeing Fitz shoot him, I'm like, that's way too easy. Something that was supposed to be made out into a big thing. But the biggest surprise of all, for me that is Coulson literally killing Ward. So yeah, that was definitely a surprise. I mean, he's been one of the main stars. In the initial beginning, he was like a character I was kind of digging until he kind of turned. So it was kind of weird seeing him gone, and then we see the final scene, and it's the Inhuman inhabiting his body, which I kind of think that Hydra over the generations, them sending people in, I don't think it was necessarily to be a way to bring it back, but to either bring it back or to allow it to live, because I think it needs to inhabit a deceased body in order to continue to go on living. Which overall, this mid-season, not the same feel for last season's, but it definitely kept interest up in this episode, and it gives me questions to ask for when the show does come back. I mean, is this Inhuman already existing one, or is it just something made up for the cinematic universe? I'd kind of wonder about that because last midseason it was kind of emotional at the very end. This one is like, what's going to happen next? Which I'm definitely looking forward to when the show does indeed return in March. But that's pretty much my thoughts on the review. Let me know yours down in the comments below, as well as predictions you have for the second half, and also which of you are going to see Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Because I am actually the following Monday after it comes back. Because it'll die down and there's no necessarily a reason to go when it first comes out. Unless you're that impatient for the movie. Because I am definitely excited for it. But you can check out my other reviews as well as past reviews for the show, as well as other great shows like The Flash, Arrow, Gotham, all that great stuff and more. And as always, my name is Jimmy, and until next time, bye.